As we say goodbye to 2021, let's look back at the past year's adventures and highlight the journey we've covered in 12 months on our narrowboat. Each passing year seems to fly by faster and faster, so in this and the next episode, we will remember the good times, the challenges, and the lessons learned. The first accident of 2021 happened on the first day of the year, when Miles thought it would be fun to go rowing in a frozen canal.
As I understand, fiberglass and ice are not friends, and we shouldn't really be doing this in our dinghy. But I hope we won't sink. Today's not the day. Ah! Oh, this is so satisfying. It's like a new game.
I broke the dinghy. There's a hole in it. We're gonna have to rename it Titanic.
We tried to fix the dinghy with Gorilla Tape, but it didn't work. So it had to go on the roof for the foreseeable, until we learned to fiberglass.
Are there any low bridges coming up?
Hope not.
In January, we found ourselves on the west side of the K&A, in Bradford-on-Avon. It's the second winter living on board and my very first time cleaning out the chimney.
I can't find the broom, so I'm just going to use our pole.
One day, for the first time on Alba, we wake up to snow.
We've got an aqueduct to do today.
We will never forget the day when we crossed two stunning aqueducts, taking turns cruising across them.
I'm loving the snow. I'm hoping that it's going to settle.
For Miles's 30th birthday, a few of our friends and I got him something he wanted for a while.
What is it?
Don't know, think about it.
Something that's this big and this heavy. Must be a paddleboard. Oh dear. Oh dear. I couldn't think of anything better to do in the first week in February than to go paddleboarding. I haven't quite worked this out yet.
Last winter was very challenging. Multiple lockdowns, many winter closures on the canal, and we just couldn't seem to gauge our gas and fuel usage very well. We kept running out of everything right when the diesel boat couldn't get to us.
Fell in.
You fell in, tell me how.
There's puddles on the bank here. And I just trod on it to see if the ice breaks. And then I leant on it and I ended up to here. up to here in water, whereas like this.
One cold morning in February, we ran out of water and went to the nearest water point, not knowing what was waiting for us around the canal bend. Then there was this day when we hit 1 million views on the channel.
And to celebrate that, we are going to listen to this song.
And suddenly, I got 1 million views. My video making views.
We went as far as Bath, just before the canal connects to the River Avon, and turned around. We had to be at the top of the Cane Hill flight by a certain date to Black Alba.
I'm gonna go and pick wild garlic, and then we'll wash it, and then we'll make a wild garlic pesto pasta, and I'll make wild garlic pesto, and you can freeze it, and it's amazing, and I can't wait. I can't get off.
Oh, stop. Yeah, let go. Yeah, good try. You got it?
I got it.
Okay, cool. Get that hold.
Does it fit? Okay.
Might be now too high.
Too tall. Hello. Now we got a.
Yeah?
It's a normal life here.
That's normal life. New normal life, well, it's pretty much that.
Wow.
Once the lights started to come back, we attempted our first evening cruise after work one day in March.
We've got about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes of sunlight left.
And if you know us at all, it inevitably turned into a night cruise.
Today we're going up the Cane Hill flight again because on Monday we're taking Alba out of the water and Alba's getting blacked and we are going to be doing the roof as well.
Cane Hill flight of 29 locks was separating us from Devizes Marina. We did it all in one day with our friends Zoe and Yellow, climbing 237 feet over 2 miles. Before even starting on the flight, our friends helped 2 boats get unstuck in a bridge, who were kind enough to let us go first and helped to set up multiple locks for us. Once we arrived at Devizes Marina, we started to prepare the roof for painting, quickly realizing that we need much more powerful tools to get the paint off. That's when we hired a scubbler, learned to wire brush and taking the roof to bare metal. All the while, Alba was getting blacked in the workshop.
That summarizes my day. What do you think? Oh, it's so difficult. That machine is just a killer.
We were only undercover for 3 days, so the rest of the painting was done outside. That's also when we fiberglassed the dinghy, got 2 new walking planks, fixed the drawer and sanded and varnished all the wood on the stern. Leaving Devices Marina was fun too. We were so eager to get back to cruising, we left without our centerline.
We've been out of the marina 10 minutes. Zenda needs rescuing now.
I can't believe it! Also, dinghy needed to do a sea trial. We didn't know if it's going to float. It does float, and thank God it does, because halfway through, well, 10 minutes after we left, we realised that we'd forgotten our centerline in the yard. So Miles jumped in the dinghy and he's rowing to go and get it. I'm in the middle of the canal. There's nothing I can do.
So Zenda, first day back in service after a major refurbishment and upgrade, has been called to duty once more because the 2 planks that cruise and crash into stuff in Alba left the centerline at the marina. She looks weird with her new chimney. The new roof's nice, but she looks like a new build. We need to bash some soul into that chimney. We don't have any planks to get off from the boat to the bank. They're all holding our shit up on the roof.
And we don't have a centerline either.
We don't have a centerline, no. We are rogue.
Oh yeah.
Last night we were working all day and it was a normal, ordinary day. We were running the engine and, you know, checking in with the battery monitor, like everything as usual. And then Miles, around 6 or 7, he looked at the battery monitor and it was like at 10 volts, which is very low, so the batteries are flat.
I'm gonna stop. Why is that hanging off? I've not done that. The screws are all down. This is not connected. Wherever I put it.
Our batteries went flat. They weren't connected and were not charging while on the cruise. The incident repeated the next day, so the starter battery gave up.
I think our starter battery is dead, and I need to convert one of the domestic batteries into a starter battery for the time being so we can start the engine. Ah, new ducks! New ducks! Oh, baby ducks! When you just think everything is terrible, there's baby ducks up here.
This quickly made us learn about batteries, stuff that we didn't know before. I can proudly say that I can now replace the batteries if I ever need to do so.
What is it? Yes!
We were also featured in an article about living on narrowboats in the Sunday Times. That was a very unusual day to get into a newspaper.
We went out and bought newspapers for the first time.
Sunday Times for the first time, yeah.
Yeah, I've never been in a newspaper, have you?
Yeah, I think I have.
It's an article about boaters, people moving on boats, so it's quite exciting. Still okay?
Can't believe we've had this hammock for 18 months, sat around doing nothing, when all we needed to do was put a peg in.
Yesterday I had dinner here on the stand and I dropped a fork into the canal. So I'm going to try and fetch it now. Yes!
Did you lose something?
May was all about travelling towards the Thames. Even though we had over 60 locks to get through, it was a very wet month and there were plenty of river warnings.
This is one of the unusual locks where, in order to use the lock, you've got to also open the swing bridge first.
May was also the month I fell in the canal and our drone almost got lost twice.
What happened?
I fell in.
Where did you fall in?
Just here. I think I stepped on a plank and the plank went down or something like that.
Do you remember when I fell in?
Yeah.
Do you remember when you just laughed at me?
I do. We had a really stressful moment.
What happened?
Just try and get on without falling in again. It's a little bit windy today, but the drone just took off and went over that hill and none of the controls were working. It felt like it was completely rogue. And yeah, I thought we lost it because it wasn't coming back.
Jesus. That pipe's going over.
Oh. Got really wet there.
After working on this project for a while, we proudly created a line of organic cruising Alba merch. It was very important to us to only work with suppliers who ethically source their cotton, pay fair wages, run their factories on renewables, and print and ship everything from the UK. Installing the solar panels was the last job we needed to do on the canal. We're now proud to have 580 watts of solar on the roof.
It absolutely blows my mind to have everything on charge and still get 10 amps coming in an hour, sometimes even more. I have missed sitting at the front and enjoying the gliding. Today is one of the most beautiful days of the year. It literally feels like we're in heaven. Everything is in bloom and the colours are rich and vibrant.
For caution, this is the infamous Wolverhampton Lock, I believe, where the river joins the canal, but it joins just as you're coming out of a lock, so it pushes you all the way to the other side. So we're going to just make it look easy and, you know, no fuss, no fuss.
At the end of May, the river conditions came back to green and we spent a couple of days travelling to the Thames to start our summer adventure. Our friends joined us for the part of the journey, witnessing both the beauty of the canal and the river in one weekend.
And this is it. We're saying goodbye to Kenneth and Avon and saying hello to the Thames for a while. This is it, guys. We're on the Thames. Finally.
When I look back upon the life I have lived and the
Next week we will show you the highlights of the flotilla on the Thames and the journey back onto the Kennet. Thank you all so much for watching, commenting. We love reading your messages each time our episodes come out. If you would like to support our videos and join our live streams, get a sticker of Alba or a handwritten card from us, join us on Patreon. Sending you all our love. See you in the next one.